guys. Before we can describe how the economy works, we have to describe how well the economy is doing. And so there's three really important statistics that describe how well the economy is doing. Can you guys guess what those three statistics are? There's three statistics that describe that are followed very, very closely in the news or by like policymakers, the politicians. What's that? Yeah, employment. Yeah, unemployment. That's probably like the #1 statistic. Yeah, go ahead. The stock market is very closely followed, but it doesn't. The stock market only describes the value of publicly traded American companies and foreign companies as well. Doesn't tell us how well the economy is actually doing right now. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, GDP, gross domestic product, and then the last one, income, which we'll see actually is gross domestic product. Yeah. Minimum wage is an important one, but that's really just like a factor in how much we're getting paid, but not something that describes the overall economy. What describes the overall economy is like unemployment. What percentage of people are looking for jobs and can't find jobs. Gross domestic product, which we're going to talk about today, and then the last one is no, it's important, but not describing how well. Inflation, yeah. How much prices are changing by. So the three important statistics are unemployment, inflation, and then gross domestic product. So this week we'll talk about gross domestic product, next week we'll talk about inflation, and then later we'll talk about unemployment. Now, gross domestic product is really important because, and it's probably the most important statistic, because what it does is it measures the total income of every single person in the economy. So if you want to, you could think of it as like, how much money is everybody making? So you guys should obviously care about this, right? Because if gross domestic product is really high, then what's going to be true about most people? Yeah, okay. You want to raise your hand? Yeah, they have jobs, and not only do they have jobs, but they have jobs that, if this is high, then they have jobs that, yeah, the jobs that pay well, that have high income, right? So if the GDP is doing really well for America, then that means there's lots of jobs available and there's lots of jobs that are high paying. Now, interestingly, GDP is not just a measure of how much money we're making, but also how much money we're spending. So G&S is shorthand for goods and services. And we'll talk specifically what we mean about goods and services later. And expenditure just means how much money we're spending. Now, can you think about it? Why is it that GDP can measure both income and expenditure? Why are they both the same thing? Sit down and think about that. Why is it that income and expenditure are the same? Yeah, go ahead. No, that's not it. Yeah, in the very back. It keeps the flow of the economy going. So yeah, there is kind of a flow, but yeah, go ahead. They are the same thing, but how are they the same thing if you think about it? Yeah. You have more money, you spend more money. And if you think about it, like ultimately, how are you able to make money? Like whatever job you have, like how come you get to make money if you work at, I don't know what you guys do, but you work at the pizza shop, or you work at the Abercrombie selling clothes, or you work at McDonald's flipping burgers. But yeah, in the very back. So you work for people, and they'll give you money, they'll spend that money for them, and then they'll work for something like Yeah, exactly. And yeah, go ahead. You want to elaborate on that?
You're producing more product that people are spending money on, and you're also getting paid for making that product in the first place.
Yeah, exactly. And so like, so let's say your job is, making pizza at the pizza shop, right? What is your, how come the pizza shop owner gets, how can he's able to pay you? Ultimately, it depends on
The customer.
the
Like,
customers.
and how they're being paid well, so they're more able to spend the money on the pizza more often.
Yeah, and they can only, you can only make money if they buy the pizza, right? So ultimately, for the overall economy, your income relies on somebody else to spend money, because every transaction, right? Every transaction has a buyer and a seller. So for the economy as a whole, total income has to be the same as how much money people are spending. So like you guys are saying, it's like a big flow. Like it's really interesting. Like, the person comes in to buy his pizza and you work at the pizza shop. He spends $10 on that Domino's pizza. Then that money goes to the owners of Domino's. It goes to the managers of Domino's. It goes to the workers of Domino's like yourself. It goes to the suppliers of Domino's, where they buy the flour, the cheese, the pepperoni, and whatever. And then you get that money, and then what do you do with it? You go out and buy like Starbucks coffee, or you buy groceries at Safeway. And then that then becomes income for the workers at Starbucks and the income for the workers at Safeway. Then they go out and buy whatever random stuff they want from Amazon or whatever. Or they buy a car from Ford. And then that then becomes income for somebody else. So the entire thing is it's a one big circular flow. It's quite interesting to think about. And your ability to make money depends on the ability for other people to buy the stuff that you sell. And so if the overall GDP is doing well, then it means we're making lots and lots of stuff. People are making lots of money, and people are also spending lots of money.